Dobra, lecimy. Kolejny odcinek. Porozmawiajmy z Vasco.
I'd like to know more about my family. I need to know what became of them. Could you accompany me to see Lady Morange? I'm afraid that without you,
Lady Morange,
she may
a gdzie ona
refuse to
jest?
give me any information.
All right, Vasco. Let's go see Lady Lorraine Morange.
A gdzie ona jest? Czy ona jest tutaj? Nie, gdzie ona jest? O kurde. Lady Morange. Rezydencja. Okej, ona jest tutaj, w tym pierwszym tym. No dobra. Mamy coś do kupienia. Amunicję czy coś? Amunicję zawsze spoko. Wolę zawsze kupić te 3 pociski. Się dozbierał 3 po 3 i będzie git. Gdzie ona jest? Gdzieś tutaj. Przepytaj Madame de Morange. Gdzie to jest? Tutaj. Okej. Witam.
Good day, Lady Morange. Do you remember me?
Of course. Sir de Sardet, isn't
A to
it?
ta z początku,
I
co
hope that you and your
przyjechaliśmy,
cousin have grown to like it
przypłynęliśmy
here,
na wyspę.
But I have little reason to believe you have paid me a visit to exchange civilities. Can I be of service?
Zapytaj o rodzinę Darcy.
We would like to have some information regarding an important family, the Darcys.
Well, I could tell you many things about them, but I suppose that you want to know something in particular?
Are there any members of this family on the island?
Indeed, Bastien Darcy, the son of the family, has been in New Serene for some time. Last I heard about it, he
proszę.
was doing business, but that doesn't help in knowing where he is. The Darcys' first attempt at establishing themselves on this island wasn't very fruitful, but I seem to recall that since then the son has found a competent associate who's been working here for a long time.
Perfect. Could you tell us where to find her?
Of course. Ask for a Madame Clerc near the warehouses on the port. That's where she normally is.
No to lecimy.
I hope the Darcys are not in trouble.
Don't worry, madam. Their name was simply mentioned in some business discussions. We are thinking about becoming associates. We would like to know more about them to form an opinion.
If you ask me, you should forget this idea, Your Excellency. Their son is a poor business partner.
Why do you say that?
I do not mean to speak ill of him. Perhaps it would be better for you to form your own opinion.
Well, thank you for your help, madam.
Can I help you with any other matter?
Nie, nie, nie. To już wszystko.
Goodbye.
Okej, synalek z humorkami. Niegrzeczny pewnie. No dobra, przepytaj Madame Clerc. To ją przepytajmy. Zobaczmy, co nam powie. Gdzie to jest? Gdzieś tutaj? Wow, 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 wow! A, no jest. To ona, dobra. Nie było znacznika nad nią.
Are you here to do business?
Are you Madame Clerc?
We would like to meet with your associate, Mr. Darcy.
Bastian? I don't know where he is. I can't say that he often graces us with his presence.
You don't have the slightest idea where he is?
I am not his caretaker, you know.
You don't seem to hold him in high regard.
Listen, my relationship with my associate is no one else's concern. And if you didn't come to do business, well...
Oj, charyzmusie! Nie będę tracił stówki.
We must find him. This man you can see by my side is his brother.
Do not insult my intelligence. I know that the Darcys only have one son, alas.
You can see the Naught tattoos on his face, can't you? And a merchant like you must surely know about the Naught's recruiting process.
So it is true.
No.
The Darcys gave away one of their children.
Tylko dlaczego go oddali? Tobie bardzo
He was supposed to go to
zastanawia.
Hikmet to deal with one of our clients, but I didn't receive any news from him after his departure.
Hikmet.
And given his tendency to get himself into impossible situations, I didn't try to get any.
Who is this client?
His name is Ferrat. You'll find him in the Alchemist District. I'll write this down.
Okej, aż mi kości strzelają.
His mission
Z
wasn't
ekscytacji.
very complicated. He had to pay for a valuable shipment and take charge of it. With Bastian, anything is possible.
Thank you, madam.
Dobra, lecimy. Gdzie to jest? Gdzieś tam. No dobra, ale my sobie podejdziemy do naszego tego i się tak przeniesiemy, szybciej będzie, no. Niż tak biegać w tą i z powrotem. Trzeba brać pod uwagę, że ta gra była... Budżet na tą grę został wydany chyba tam około 5 milionów. Więc i tak to, co oni za te 5 milionów zrobili, to i tak jest dobrze, nie? Widać, że włożono w to trochę pracy, serca i w ogóle. Nie jest tak na byle jak zrobiony taki RPG, nie? O, Hikmet tutaj. Znajdźmy tego łobuza. Zobaczmy, co on tam robi. Potem może wrócimy do Konstantina, nie wiem. A nie, bo jeszcze jedną poboczną misję jakąś tam mam. Hikmet. To jest noc, boję się, że zaraz ktoś mnie zaatakuje. Oby nie. Oby nie. Bo ja tak się trochę cykam. Na górę. Sorry, że tak gościu ci wbijam na chatę, no ale... Czy to jest on?
Hello, sir. Is this the house of the man called Farad?
It is I. What can I do
Tak,
for
to
you?
on, dobra.
We're searching for Mr. Darcy. He was supposed to come here to do business.
Yes. Yes, he did come here, but I don't know.
Może do
where he-
tawerny, jako taki
To be
zły.
honest, our exchange did not exactly go as planned. And if you are his associate or a member of his family, know that you owe me a large sum of money.
How so?
Well, this Darcy fellow came here to take the shipment, and he was supposed to deliver me a promissory note.
Which never arrived, I imagine. How could you let him leave with your merchandise without payment?
Well, he's the son of a very well-known family. I did not deem it necessary to try and obtain more guarantees.
What if something happened to him?
Nothing happened. At least I don't think so. Why should that concern me? I'm not his brother. He owes me money, and I do not have the slightest idea of where he might be.
I suspect that you're not telling us everything.
Oh, come on. If you have not come to repay his debt, leave me alone so I can work in peace.
Coś ukrywasz. Przeszukaj dokumenty Ferrata.
Greetings. If you have come to do business, head upstairs, if there's any business left to do.
Why'd you say that?
They haven't been paying me, and I've had to work with cheap ingredients for weeks.
O, proszę.
Have you heard of a man called Bastian Darcy?
It would be difficult not to. His name is the only thing my boss talks about. Apparently, he did not pay for one of our shipments and still left with the goods. And now my boss makes me work twice as much to compensate for his losses. With ingredients I wouldn't even feed to a pig.
And what did your boss do?
Well, he spent every waking hour cursing his name. That's how I learned about it.
Pytaj go o pracę.
What do you do here exactly?
I create and prepare complex potions. Not simple health potions, but
Tylko, że
far
te
more
eliksiry niestety już są
subtle
stanik
things.
składników.
And if I'm not mistaken, things are not going the way you would want them to.
The boss has always been difficult, but ever since he got ripped off, it has been a living hell. I work using leftovers thrown away by all the other alchemists, while listening to him screaming at me and everyone else all day. This is no way to live.
Kolego, aby wyjawił, co ukrywa jego szef. Stówka.
How can a brilliant, conscientious alchemist keep working here? I am certain that any great laboratory in town would welcome you with open arms. So why continue protecting your employer?
Oh, you're right.
Ha!
Anywhere is better than here. My boss did
Ta
not only
charyzma
curse
tak się
me
przydaje,
with the man
Boże.
looking for,
I teraz nie
he
żałuję, że ją
also
brałem,
hired
nie?
some thugs to find him and our shipment.
O!
Interesting. I think we may need to have a few words with your employer.
If you could also tell him that I am resigning, then I won't need to go upstairs.
No problemu, przekażemy. I jeszcze coś tu mamy. Jestem głęboko zaskoczony, słysząc o trudnościach, jakie napotkać w związku interesami prowadzonym z Bastionem de Darcy. Owszem, powiedziano mi, że chłopak jest lekkomyślny, ale nie uważałem go za nieuczciwego. Niestety, na pewno zdajesz sobie sprawę, że oczekiwanie na zapłatę od jego rodziny może potrwać całe wieki. Wymiana korespondencji z kontynentem trwa dość długo, ale są też inne rozwiązania. Może warto skorzystać z pomocy odzyskiwaczy długów. Mam nadzieję, że uda ci się znaleźć rozwiązanie tego problemu. O ty gnoju. O ty chujku. Jednak komorników bitewnych na niego nasłał.
You again. I already told you that I do not know where the man you're searching for is.
You may not know where he is, but you did everything you could to find him, didn't you?
What do you mean?
Does this document ring a bell? You hired some debt collectors to find Mr. Darcy.
How dare you rummage through my belongings?
You could have taken legal action and retrieved what you were owed, but you sent some killers instead.
I doubt the governor would approve. Do you want us to tell him about it?
No. But please understand me.
O,
The
jaki
Darcy
teraz
family is
potulny.
on the continent. It would take months for them to reply to my complaint. What other solution was there? My shop will not survive this.
Tell us who these debt collectors are and we'll take care of it.
They loiter in an alleyway of ill repute, not far from here, in the Science District.
That's what I feared. Probably a bunch of cutthroats. If Bastion survives...
If he survives, remind him of what he owes me.
Znajdź odzyskiwaczy długów. No to idziemy szukać. Let's go! 100 metrów, niedaleko. Jeszcze zaraz mnie coś tu zaatakuje, to już w ogóle będzie. O kurwa. Przejdę tu? Przejdę. Nie, chyba nie tu. Nie, dobra, jednak tam. Kurde, te alejki takie, kurde, pogmatwane. Wow, co się stało? Ile was tutaj?
Let's see if you can ward off this fate!
Dobrze, strzelaj tam. Co za gnojki? O, dobra, już go słyszę. My family is very rich.
You, leave this man alone!
What do you want? No one asked you for your opinion, so get lost.
Maybe he's friends with the weakling.
Maybe. In any case, it seems like he wants to share his fate.
You think I'm afraid? I've fought uglier people than you.
Vasco, let me try to take care of this. How much money are we talking about? You're here to collect a debt, right?
Between what he owes our client and our commission, it's a hefty sum. But if you want to pay in his stead, my lord, please do.
200? Czy zastraszonko? A zastraszonko!
I don't think you realize who you are dealing with, so let me introduce myself. My name is Desade. I am the legate of the congregation, and I am here to save the life of one of our citizens. If you do not deliver him to me immediately, I will have no choice but to inform the governor.
And you'll end up rotting in jail in no time.
Damn it, they look serious.
Yes, a bit too much. Listen, we don't want to get in trouble with the governor.
Nie będę płacił 200. Te 200 mogę sobie wydać na wazelinę.
Our client wants to get
Nichuja.
repaid. You'll have to make an official request. Come.
Thank you for your intervention. I thought these brutes would kill me.
Don't mention it. It's only natural.
But how did you end up in such a situation?
Oh, I'm certain someone
Kurwa,
like you
podobny
who
jest do
belongs
mnie.
to
To
high
może mój brat.
society will understand. There is a game table here that is attended by the best of the aristocracy. I lost the money I owed to that
Też mam takie
merchant
smutne
while
brwi.
playing there. And since I got out with a few other debts, I had to leave the merchandise as repayment as well. But that's a mere trifle that my father would have paid for without thinking twice. I never would have thought that someone would send these types of brutes after me. What a lack of tact. In any case, I am extremely grateful to you. To whom do I have the honor of speaking?
My name is Captain Vasco. Naught and sea given. It was a pleasure, sir.
Aha. Wow! Co się stało? Co jest? What the fuck? Co? 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 Co się... Co się... Co się stało? Wow.
Thank you, Desade.
Ale...
My pleasure. But why didn't you tell him who you were?
But I did tell him.
To znaczy
I was
powiedział mu.
stupid. I resented everyone, and you even
Zawsze
more,
będzie
for the
nutem, nie
life
chcę
I
już być
wanted
chyba
to
tym
live.
Darcy.
You had it all. Everything I thought I was entitled to. But after seeing Bastion, I realized that in the end, I was exactly who I wanted to be. A
No i
naught,
zajebiście.
and a proud one at that.
I'm glad to hear it. No more regrets?
No more regrets. And I certainly don't regret not being called Leandra Darcy.
No i zajebiście. Reputacja
Glad
wzrosła.
to see you, my friend.
Jest przyjaźnie nastawiony.
What did you think of your brother? Meeting him in such circumstances must have been upsetting.
I had high expectations for this encounter. I was naively hoping for some emotional reunion.
Ale to było takie
I found
dziwne.
myself
Przedstawił
in front
się...
of a conceited,
Vasco się
selfish-
przedstawił.
Did I say no?
Ten brat zniknął. Ten brat zniknął i nagle nie wiadomo o co chodzi. Powiedz mu, że to spotkanie pozwoliło mu utwierdzić się w wierze we własne siły.
While it was disappointing, this encounter must have allowed you to assert yourself and sweep your regrets away.
This is true, and I'm very grateful to you for it. You helped me and accompanied me in a period of
No,
doubt.
dbam o swoją
Thanks to
drużynę.
you, I feel like myself. It's a service I will not forget. Did you want anything else?
I plus jeszcze 2.
I must leave you.
No czekaj, jeszcze o jakieś tatuaże można zapytać.
Glad to see you, my friend. Can I do any?
What do the Naught's tattoos mean?
The first tattoo we get indicates whether we're sea-born or sea-given. The rest of them tell our story. They tell of everything we've been through, our rank, but also the storms we've sailed through.
What do yours mean?
That I am a sea-given, that I sailed through a hurricane when I was but a simple sailor, that I performed several voyages as a captain without losing a single man. Does my
Nice.
entire curriculum
Szacun.
really interest you?
It's important to me that I get to know you better.
I'm flattered, but there are other ways to do so than questioning me, you know. Did you want anything else?
Nie.
I must leave.
Nie wiem co miał na myśli, ale nie. Schowaj szablę w pochwie. Ja chcę Siorę mieć. Gdzie jest moja chata? Dobra, mogę przyjść tak. Ja bym chciał teraz zrobić zadanie poboczne, które się nazywa Problemy w Edenie i nie wiem o co z nią chodzi. Pokaż to zadanie. Pomoc. Nie, jaka pomoc? Rozmawiaj z ojcem Lausem. Myślałem, że będzie jakaś większa rozmowa z tym jego bratem, a on się tylko przedstawił jako, że jest nutem i elo, dupa i kamieni kupa, nie? Takie strasznie dziwne. Dobra, chodźmy tu. Nie wiem co to jest, ale chcę jeszcze to zrobić, bo to jeszcze ostatnia misja poboczna mi została, potem lecimy do Konstantina. Albo nie, nie lecimy do Konstantina. Lecimy jeszcze znaleźć tych uczonych i potem do Konstantina. Ja zawsze skorzystaj z przerwy. Nie będę żadnej przerwy korzystał. Tu muszę robić misję. Ja muszę poziomy wbijać. Podoba mi się gra, to sobie gram. To jest tutaj, gdzie był ten kult krwi? Dobrze mi się zdaje? Rekinodyle! Oła! Nałożyłem czarną masę. Vasco, uważaj! Kurde, chciałem ulta użyć. Jaki naładowany mocny ten. Dobre to było. Dobra, chyba muszę przejść tu i na lewo, tak. Innej ścieżki nie widzę. Ojcem Lustinusem. Ojciec Lustinus. O kurwa. A! No wiedziałem. Zatrułem cię, zatrułem cię. Umieraj. I dawaj komponenty. Dobrze, i tu na lewo. Nie ma tu jakiejś tej obozowiska czy coś blisko? Jakieś duże drzewo. Bielonek. A, kurwa! Jak się wydarł na mnie! Dobra, tu jest obozowisko. A, tu jest jakiś większy ten... campsite. No to git. To jakaś wioska w ogóle. No super. Rozmawiaj z ojcem i
What an astounding place.
No nie?
It is the village of Eden the Cardinal Mother told you about. The place where natives and priests live together.
Aż dziwne, nie?
Curious to see it.
All that's left to do is to find Father Justinius.
Aż dziwne, że tubylcy i ten razem?
Welcome to Eden, the lighthouse
Może
of
fajnie by
faith,
było mieć tę
harmony
Siorę
and
tutaj i Pietrusa
civilization
razem.
in these wild lands.
Thank you. Desade. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
And I am Father Justinius. Delighted. And what may I do for you?
Mamy te same kapelusze.
The Mother Cardinal has asked me to investigate the theft of these tablets you
O!
discovered.
That's
To już chociaż wiem, o co tu
excellent
chodziło.
news. The loss of the tablets is a catastrophe. We have to find them at all costs.
Tablice.
If you want to learn more about these tablets, you should go ask Sister Eugenia. She supervises the theologians who discovered them, and were also guarding them. You should find her a bit further in the village, with her colleagues.
Who are the suspects of this theft?
The heretical brutes of the village of Vedlug most likely had a hand in this. They must have wanted to please the demons they worship by stealing
No i
the
czemu
holy
tak
word.
mówisz? Przecież
How could they have learned of the tablets' existence?
żyjecie tu w wspólnocie, tak?
Perhaps the demons are giving them this power. Unless one of the natives living in the village innocently mentioned them. They are so naive. Either way, I am certain that the heretics are involved in this matter.
I
Okej.
must leave you.
Przypytaj teologów.
May the enlightened always keep you in their divine blessing.
I wonder what really happened when the missionaries came to settle here.
It all seems a bit too convenient. If we find out some information about the history of Eden, maybe we'll change our view on things. The theft of the relic is probably not a coincidence.
No nie, no zawsze to ma jakąś swoją... No, jak to się mówi? Poznaj historię Ededu, przypytaj teologów. A, mogę od tamtego też coś poznać, jakąś historię.
I am busy. If you have questions,
Aha.
go see Sister Eugenia. She's our super.
Hello. The Mother Cardinal asked me to help you find the tablets that were stolen. Can I ask you some questions?
Of course. But hurry, I have a lot to do.
Pytaj o powstanie
The
Ededu.
Mother Cardinal told me that this village had been developed on the basis of St. Lucius's writings. Are you one of the theologians who helped in its creation?
Yes. I was sent here to confirm that
A
this
gdzie jest
place is
czapeczka?
indeed the one described in the writings. And
To rodzy
there
nie
I
muszą
stay.
nosić czapeczki?
What was the reaction of the natives when you arrived here?
Most of them were not in favor of us living amongst them. They were afraid we might chase them out of their own village. And there were even more protests once we started talking about searching for traces of Saint Matthias. I suppose they thought we would destroy all of their raised stones and other places of superstition.
Okej.
Were there any confrontations with the natives?
Yes. The warriors of the village attacked us. The Ordo Luminous actually had to intervene. The Inquisition managed to make them run away. The islanders tried to attack again with the support of Vedlug, but we stood our ground. And when Lur, the chief of the village, finally accepted our presence, things calmed down.
Thank you. This information will certainly prove to be useful.
Ciekawe, ciekawe.
Thank you.
Dobra. Co, jeszcze coś?
Can I ask?
Of course.
I talked to Father Justinius. He told me that you were supervising the theologians here.
Indeed. It is under my supervision that the research on Saint Matthias is conducted.
Kto kogo podejrzewał o
Who do you
kradzież?
suspect of being the thief?
Alas, I'm afraid there are many suspects. These tablets are priceless relics. Some settlers may have fallen prey to the lure of profit. The heretical natives of Vedlug may have wanted to take them away from us, or it could have been vengeance by those who had to leave the village.
No dużo tego. Zapytaj, gdzie znajdowały się tablice.
Where were the tablets the night they were stolen?
We were keeping them in one of the village's shacks. We intended to bring them to San Matthias later, but first we wanted to examine them in order to obtain as much information as possible. You can go and take a look in the shack if you want to, but I couldn't find any traces of forced entry.
Zapytaj ją, kto pilnował
I
tablic.
imagine someone was keeping watch over them.
Of course, we took turns guarding the shack, but some of us can't have taken the task that seriously. If I remember correctly, it was Brother Virgil who was guarding them that night.
Well, thank you for these pieces of information.
I am the one who should be thanking you, especially if you managed to retrieve the tablets for us.
Zobaczymy, czy się
Thank
uda.
you. I will let...
Czy się uda. O, teraz mogę pogadać.
Desade. I am handling the investigation into the theft of the tablets. Sister Eugenia told me to talk to you.
I'm Brother Virgil. What would you like to know?
Brother Virgin.
Have you been in Eden for a long time?
2 months, approximately. Back then, there were still some pagan natives in the village. I joined Sister Eugenia's team with some of my colleagues.
Ja nadal nie
So we
rozumiem.
could give them a fresh outlook
Dlaczego
on
oni
things.
prowadzili się
We
tu, gdzie są
arrived straight from
tubylcy?
Ptolemy, hoping to
Jak
study
siebie
some
nie
new
lubią,
texts. But once we were
to
here,
dlaczego chcą
I
mieszkać
understood
razem?
that my real mission
Trochę mi
was
to
with the islanders.
się, tak
Must
wiecie,
bring
waha.
the light to this island.
Zapytaj go o misję związaną z wyspiarzami.
You talked about a mission with the natives. What did you mean by that?
I may be under the command of Sister Eugenia here, but my superior is Bishop Domitius. Our mission is to banish pagan cults and convert
Dobrze,
the
że miałem
entire
Vasco, bo on mi daje tą
population
jedną
to light.
intuicję.
The island belongs to Saint Matthias, and therefore to Ptolemy, since the god of light offered it to our founder.
If your superior's Domitius, you are a member of the Ordo Luminous. I did not expect to find one of its members side by side with the missionaries. They usually do not get along.
The order goes everywhere the light needs to be revealed.
You have a very unique way of seeing things. I doubt everyone accepts it. How are your relations with the natives?
When I arrived, we were still trying to obtain information from them about Saint Matthias, but they were very reluctant to give us any answers. We were also trying to educate them. Our attempts eventually
kogoś
made
tę siłę
some of
nauczać,
the
jak nie
inhabitants of the village react badly. Most stubborn against our teachings, the warriors and the marked.
Chodźcie się
The
tubylcy,
ones the
Bóg jest
natives
tylko
call the
jeden.
Onomanawi.
Tak, my mamy kurde rację, wy nie. Bóg
has
jest
proved
jeden,
nothing
walić
but a
waszego
blessing
Boga, on
for
jest
us.
fejkowy.
I would like to go
Po
back
tym,
to
co
work.
widziałem z kultem krwi, to nie jestem pewien.
Of course.
Nawet nie wiem, co mówił, bo się kurde
According to your colleague, you were the one in
zbulwersowałem
charge of
trochę.
guarding the tablets on the night of the theft. Is that right?
Indeed.
Zapytaj go o noc
What can you
kradzieży.
tell me about that night? Did you
Kolejne
hear or
śledztwo,
see
lubię.
anything?
No, nothing in particular. The night was quiet, and then the morning after, we saw they were gone.
Someone had to enter the shack to steal the tablets. How did that happen?
I have no idea. The door was closed in the morning, and the lock was intact.
Do you suspect anyone in particular?
Not really. What I can tell you for sure is it is not
A
with
skąd
us.
masz taką
Well,
pewność,
Sister Eugenia did tell me that the tablets
że
were
to
priceless.
nikt z was,
Of course.
ktoś to mógł zrobić
But
z
our
was,
motivation is not
żeby to
the mere
sprzedać.
profit. All that matters to us is their value as proof, not the money we could make
A
out of
poza
it.
tym jakby to miał ktoś z tubylców, to już byśmy się o tym dowiedzieli, bo by było jakieś zbiegowisko, gdzie się modlą, jakieś rytuały robią i w ogóle do tych tabliczek.
Do you think the culprit could be a native?
Well, since none of us did it, it seems
Skąd
obvious.
wiesz, że nikt z
There aren't
was?
many other settlers
Ale mnie
around
wkurwia
here.
gościu.
And the natives knew of the existence of these tablets before we found them.
Jak ja lubię, jak ktoś mówi, to na pewno nikt z nas, a potem się okazuje, że
They
to
are
ktoś
the
z
ones
nas.
who led you to them.
I potem gościu zmienia zdanie, a mówiłem, że miałem podejrzenia, że to
But
on,
they helped us find where they were hidden.
ale nie chciałem mówić.
Some inhabitants of the village
Tacy ludzie mnie
are still
wkurwiają.
giving us a hand with our work.
Well, thank
Tacy
you.
niesłowni
I will
skurwiarze.
investigate where the theft took place.
As you wish. But you won't find anything there. And why does it matter anyway? There were witnesses to the discovery of these tablets. We have all the proof we need. And that's all that matters.
What do you mean?
Now we can prove Saint Matthias lived here. Our actions on this island are justified. To keep rummaging the way Sister Eugenia does will only create more tensions with the natives.
I was not expecting a theologian to say such things.
Okej.
I will leave you to your work. Goodbye.
Módl się dalej do tego paska czerwonego. Co to jest? Badaj sprawę kradzieży złodzieja tablic. Poznaj historię, poznaj historię. Dobra, ale najpierw chciałbym... Dobra, poznajmy tę historię najpierw Edenu. Bo widzę, że może być to pomocne. Więc najpierw zróbmy to całe. A potem pójdziemy, zbadamy te miejsce tablic.
Father, I'm glad to see you, my child.
Tell me about how you created this village.
We did not create it from the ground up. It was built around an existing native village.
To już wiemy.
The islanders called it Vixenagad, which translates to the village of the old sage. We saw it as a sign. The natives had probably chosen this name in memory of Saint Matthias, and everything here fit the description of Saint Lucius. The discovery of the tablets proved us right. So, we decided to rebuild our Eden here, in the spirit of peace and harmony which is described in the scriptures.
Życie z tubylcami.
Why share this village with the natives?
To replicate and resume the work of our founder, of course. If he came here and managed to convert the natives, then it is our duty to do the same thing.
Ale...
By living side by side
A,
with
nie
them,
chce mi się
it is
gadać.
much easier for us to pass on
Nienawidzę
our
religii.
teachings.
How well do you get along with the natives who live here?
Very well, of course. Especially since those who opposed our presence left.
Left? To go where?
Oh, to other
Może to ci,
villages,
co
I
odeszli,
imagine. Does it
się
even
mszczą.
matter?
To też tak może
Those
być.
who stayed are on the path of enlightenment. Some of their legends must have been about Saint Matthias. That helped to convince them.
And how well have neighboring villages welcomed you?
With some reluctance, to be perfectly honest. So, we sent them missionaries. There are still frequent conflicts with the village of Vedlug, a highly violent village of heretics. But the other villages, the more peaceful ones, are slowly starting to listen to the sacred word.
There is something strange here.
It often takes time for the people of the continent to get used to our paradise, but I am sure you will come to appreciate it.
No nie wiem.
I must leave you.
May the enlightened...
No nie wiem. Coś mi tu śmierdzi. I to na pewno nie ja, bo ja się myłem. Coś mi tu nie pasuje. O Jezus. Myślałem, że się zabiłem. A, tu jest ta wioska tych. Dobra, tu są tubylcy. Poznajmy opowieści od strony tubylców też, nie? Miała pani głuk i się nie podzieliła? Ja lubię głuk. A nie, to facet.
Hello. I am Ler, the village leader. Well, I was the leader of this village.
Hello.
A czemu tak mówisz ze
I am the
smutkiem?
legate of the merchant congregation.
Dalej jesteś
There are
liderem swoich ludzi.
unhonored among the Logaiad Blau. I did not know that. What do you want from me?
I've heard a lot of things about this village of Eden, but I'd like to hear your version.
I'm not sure I have the answers to all of your questions.
Odpowiedz tyle, ile
but I'll
wiesz
try.
i tyle. Wystarczy.
Tell me about the arrival of the people of Teleme and how you received them.
The priests were roaming around the village. They were saying that it was the place where their saint had lived. They were asking questions, talking about the Lloyd and all these things. One morning they were building houses next to ours. And we had new neighbors.
Okej.
The priests told me that they had managed to convert you. How did that happen?
As long as we refused to listen to them, they were violent, and they
O
destroyed
wy
some
chuje,
of our
mówiłem?
sanctuaries.
O wy kurwy.
So we let them talk. And now
Czyli
that they
kurwa
think that
pierdolonym
we have their
szantażem
God,
i
they leave us
brutalnością.
alone. Some of the things they say are beautiful, and their magic is impressive.
Macie wierzyć w naszą kurwa w sprawę, bo wam wyjebie kopa w buta. Co za śmiecie. Nienawidzę
One
tych...
of the theologians
Nienawidzę tej
told me
nacji,
that you had
kurwa.
helped them in their research.
Pobożnych
They
śmieci.
wanted to
Tfu.
find tracks of the old
Jebnąć ich
sage,
berłem
of
papieskim,
the
kurwa,
one
i
they
niech,
call
kurde,
Saint
umierają.
Matthias, and they were rummaging through everything. Our Donegad did not want to tell them anything, because the old sage is sacred here. But since they violently interrogated everyone, I thought it wise to guide them to the place where the stones
O,
were.
rzucać ich kamieniami w ryj. Tak też można.
What happened to your warriors? Why did they have to leave the village?
They did not accept the presence of the priests and their questions. They tried to retake the village. They even asked Deirdre, the chief of Vedlug, for her help. So,
Znam chyba Dedrę,
the
nie? To jest ta
priests
z
called
kultu
the
krwi.
Soul Lasser, the Burning Suns, and they
No.
killed many
No.
of them. I asked for peace, and the others left us. They wanted to join Vedlug. Perhaps they have done so.
Aren't you angry after all that happened?
No. I mourn those who died, of course, and the Vorstyrent. But this village may be our opportunity.
Your opportunity for what?
No właśnie.
For the Renaigse to understand who we are. Not savages, nor monsters, but men.
Ale wy
Perhaps
pan
wiser
rozumie,
than
panie
they
Ler,
are.
pan rozumie, panie Ler, że oni
I have to go.
pozwalają wam
Like so many others.
pozwalają
I
wam
knew that
zostać
the story would be more complex than we've
tylko
been told.
dlatego, że
I find it
wierzycie w ich wiarę, a oni w waszą nie wierzą. I tylko dlatego,
nothing solid
przez to, że was zastraszyli, że wam
By the way,
niszczyli
the
sanktuarium
resentment
itp.
here
wam
is strong
pozwalają
enough
tu
for a theft
zostać?
to occur.
I nie rozumiecie, że to jest kurde syndrom sztokholmski? Nie można tak działać? Dobra, jeszcze przebadajmy to miejsce tych skradzionych tabliczek, gdzie one tam były. Zobaczymy, co z tego wyniknie, ale jak będę mógł, to kurde od razu do tych jebanych inkwizytorów wszystko gadam i koniec. Niech stąd wypierdalają. Tubylcy tu byli pierwsi. Co my tu mamy?
There is only one entrance and the door shows no evidence of a break-in.
Czyli to musiał być
Brother
ktoś z tych,
Virgil
co
can't
mieli...
have cared less about these relics. He must have fallen asleep on duty. And then, someone must have just stolen the keys from him.
It's very likely that that's what happened, but someone must have informed them. It can't be a coincidence that they decided to steal it during the watch of the only neglectful guard.
So, we have to find their accomplice, the one that informed them, and who must be in the village.
No musi
We
być, musi
know
być.
that this theft could be an act of vengeance by the natives who were forced to leave here. They must still have allies in the village, family or friends. We should go talk to the chief of the natives. He will certainly know who is close to the exiles, and enough about the researchers to inform them.
Dobra, porozmawiajmy z przywódcą wioski. To znowu tak zapierdzielać kółko. się kręcić. No ale dobra, chociaż już będziemy mieli zrobione te poboczniaki i sobie główny wątek dalej będziemy kontynuować. Ups. Zobaczmy, co nam pan Ler powie. Czy ktoś tu jeszcze został z tych pokrewnionych albo z przyjaciół tych, którzy odeszli stąd? Wściekli. Może ich jakoś przekonali, może naprawdę ukradli te tabliczki.
You have returned on Almanawi. Do you need something
Tak,
else?
też chcę taką maskę.
I think I know who stole the tablets.
Really?
I believe those who were exiled from your village seek vengeance because the missionaries forced them to leave. They must have taken the tablets with the help of someone else who stayed here.
You may be right, but you may also be
No,
wrong.
mogę się mylić, to są tylko przypuszczenia.
You do well to tell me what you know. Once the priests have reached the same conclusions as I have, how do you think they will interrogate you?
You're probably right. The Inquisitors would come
No,
back,
lepiej ja niż oni.
and my people would suffer. I do not want to break the peace that I did all I could to make. I think the name of the woman you are looking for
Windwall.
is Windwall. She helps the priests who seek the old sage.
If she's helping the priests, why would she betray them now?
Her son is one of the warriors who had to leave the
A,
village. He is
matczyna
filled
opiekuńczość.
with anger and fury. If you go talk to her, please, do not hurt her. She is but a mother who acted
No wiem,
according to her
spokojnie,
son's
nic jej nie
wishes.
zrobię.
I have no intention of hurting her, but things may not be so simple when it comes to her son.
No i
I have
dobra.
to go.
Like so many
Dobra, nie powtarzaj się. Lecimy tu. Porozmawiaj z Windwallem. Znaczy z Windwallą. Się tak odmienia? Chyba tak. A to ta, co tu stała i ciągle coś się na mnie patrzyło, jak ja biegałem tak w kółko jak debil.
Greetings. Are you Windwall?
Bird tier Tumad. Yes, that is me. What do you want?
Zapytaj go o Lera.
What can you tell me about Lair, your former leader?
He is a man of peace. Some people dislike him, not me. Everything he did to save the village. But I think the mind shakers made him forget what we
A,
are.
czuć już
Almost
nawet w
speaks
głosie,
like
że ona
them.
ma tą nienawiść do tych śmieci. Ja też mam.
Listen, I know you helped the exiles to steal the tablets of Saint Matthias.
No, this is not true. It wasn't me.
No nie, to nie ty,
There's
tak
no
ty,
point in
ale to
denying
twój
it.
synek.
I know you did it for your son who had to leave the village.
If you know that, then you know that I don't have the tablets. So what do you want from me?
Powiedz, Boże, dzięki Wasko, że ciebie nie zmieniłem na Siorę, bo ta intuicja mi tu teraz tyle pomaga.
The only means of alleviating the situation with Teleme is to give the priests their tablets back. So, if you don't want your son to suffer their wrath, it would be best if I could retrieve them discreetly.
Bran and the rest of the exiles are hiding in the woods, beyond the stone circle. If you want to take the tablets away from them without being seen, do not take the path on the left.
Okej.
It is riddled with traps. And please, do not hurt my son.
Dobrze, to pójdę w prawo. Jeżeli można. Nie w lewo, tylko w prawo, tak? Czy prosto? Nie wiem, zobaczymy. A gdzie to jest w ogóle? Oj, nie, ten guzik. O, chuj w dupkę. W ogóle tam przejdę? Jakoś? To muszę iść do lasu? W lewo nie, tak? No chyba... Naprawdę... Dawaj, Pietru, strzelaj! Boże, jak on dobrze strzela z tego pierścienia, jak on dużo zadaje. No właśnie dobrze, że tak dużo zadaje. Nie no, tu i tak nie przejdę. Na lewo, co? Nie idź lewą stroną. Ale... Czekaj. A teraz nie rozumiem trochę. Gdzie jest lewa strona, a gdzie jest prawa? Get it? Obozowisko ostatnie. Zajebiście. Powiedziała nie idź w lewo, tak? Stówka. No i git. Teraz powiedziała nie idź w lewo. Ale ja tu nie widzę rozwidlenia na razie.
Here's the place that Vindwal indicated. The exiles must be near.
These people have been banished already. There's no need to add death to their list of punishments. Let's try not to fight them.
Don't worry, we'll be discreet.
In that case, we should avoid taking the left path. If I remember correctly, what that woman said...
Tak, wiem, Petrus, już zauważyłem. Ale jestem skryty.
There, we found them. Now all that's left to do is to return to Eden.
Dobra. Powolutku. Okej. Chodźmy. Co? Kurwa, dobra, trzeba iść tu po cichu. Nie można biec. No po cichu, chodźmy. Nawet nie drgnijcie, nie? Dobra. Chyba okej. Hop! I już nas tu nie ma. Hello! O fuck! O Boże, to ty!
What are you doing here?
I was worried for my son. I wanted to make sure that everything was fine.
Tak.
I think so. I managed to retrieve the tablets discreetly.
I am glad to hear that you managed to retrieve them. I will go talk to my son now. He needs to stop seeking revenge and find a new clan.
That would indeed be wiser. Vengeance has no positive repercussions.
Tubylcy, reputacja 1. No i zajebiście. Przynieść tablicę z powrotem. Taki mam właśnie zamiar. Żeby to zrobić. Kurde, tak blisko do 17, no. Tyle brakuje. Tak malutko brakuje. Mam nadzieję, że dużo expa za to dostanę. Że byłem taki cichy. Na. Czyli jednak się pomyliłem, to nie inkwizytorzy, tylko no... Tubylcy, ci co zostali wygnani. No mogłem się domyślić, bo któż by inny mógł się wykraść te tablice, no.
I retrieved your relics.
Thank you. Thank you immensely. Thanks to them, we will be able to continue our research on St. Matthias.
I'm curious to know who is responsible for this theft. The culprit must be brought to justice.
I do not want to point the finger at anyone. You have your relics back, and that's the only thing that matters.
Nawet nie jestem, kurde, konfidentem.
How can we be certain that these thieves will not strike again if they are not punished?
A good start would be to keep a better watch on the priceless treasures that you find.
In any case, you would do well to keep a better watch on your discoveries in the future. You should also pay more attention to those who share this village with you. This theft would never have happened had you truly been in harmony with the natives.
But that is precisely what we desire more than anything. We may have been a bit clumsy in the beginning, but we'll make sure to improve things in the future. You really were a great help. I would be most grateful if you agreed to continue helping us.
I might come back at some point, but alas, I'm very busy.
Naturally. Either way, we are certainly capable of continuing our research without you.
Actually, I must go back to my work. Our next expedition must depart as soon as possible.
Your next expedition?
Jaka
Our
następna?
brave researchers must continue to follow the tracks of our founder on this island. In the meantime, here, take this as a token of gratitude for the help you gave us.
Thank you. I hope your expedition will be a success.
Co dostałem, co dostałem? Wow. 50 monet. Poczekaj na wyniki badań. A to jeszcze nie koniec? No dobra, to jak jeszcze nie koniec, no to sobie... Pomiędzy tylko zapewnić się, że nie są teraz nieco szybsze. No i dobrze, przydałoby się, żeby były nieco szybsze. Talenty. Rzemiosło czy co? Czy intuicja? Kurde, to też jest dobre, to jest zbieranie łupów. Dobra, weźmy to. Rzemiosło sobie poczeka. Mamy poczekać godzinę. Nie, cały dzień. No dobra, to poczekajmy. No to jeszcze idźmy sobie do obozu tutaj. Przeczekajmy sobie. I zobaczmy, co nastanie. Śpi. Jeden dzień. Świt. Zapytaj o badania w Idenie. Wyspani, wyspani. Zobaczmy, co tam wybadali. What the fuck?
Oh, there you are, Your Excellency. The enlightened has heard my prayers.
Czemu gościu leży na stole?
Where are the others?
After deciphering the content of the tablets, they went north to continue their research in some swamps. But they must have encountered problems. Brother Fidelis came back here, and he was in a dreadful state.
Ojojoj.
He most likely came to seek help, but he fainted. It's impossible for us to know what happened to them.
I'm not a doctor, but I may be able to examine him.
Oh, please do. Any help would be appreciated. We've done our best, but our magic has proved inefficient. And the healer we sent for will certainly arrive too late from San Mateus.
Co ja tu mogę?
This man is burning up with fever, and he bears several bite marks and traces of blows.
The blows did not put him in this state. He looks like a victim of poisoning.
Oh.
With the right antidote, I think we could get him back on his feet.
Have you tried giving him any anti-poison?
Of course, but to no avail. And what if it were a hex cast by the heretics?
No matter what happens, you always suspect them. This man was in the swamp. We know it's home to
Co to
many
za
creatures
kamera?
that we have a
Widzę
poor
jego
knowledge
dupę.
of. But local healers will certainly know which antidote to use. We could ask Lair. He will direct us to someone who understands remedies.
Poproś tubylców o pomoc. Dobra, to poprośmy, no. Oni się bardziej na tym znają, nie? Oni znają te lasy, te bagna. Wiedzą co i jak, nie? Co się mogło mu wydarzyć. Ale w sumie jak on tutaj wrócił jakoś, to gdzie są tamci? Czy oni poumierali? Może tak być, że tylko on przeżył. Jesteś potrzebny.
Onol Manawi, I heard that...
Did Vindwal tell you?
Yes, and I feel more at peace, knowing that our brothers are alive, and that they will be able to join another clan. And you proved me right. Peace with the Renaikse is possible.
Zapytaj, czy znał udrowiciela dla
I need
Fidelsa.
your advice. You may already know that one of the researchers came back wounded from the expedition.
I heard about it.
He has all the symptoms of a poisoning, but the anti-poisons we gave him had no effect. He must have been bitten by a creature of the swamp, and we're looking for a healer who would know of a suitable antidote.
So, you came to see me. Interesting. Our neighbors did not think for one moment that we could be helpful. Alas, our Donegat is one of the exiles. But Vindwal knows plants well. She will know.
Thank you. I
Okej,
will go see her.
no to chodźmy.
I hope she agrees to help us. I have to go.
Like.
No to idziemy do Windwall. Zobaczymy, czy ona coś zaradzi na tą... Czy będzie wiedziała, co mu dolega? Czy będzie mogła zrobić odtrutkę? Oby tak, oby tak.
Here you are again. What do you want?
I have come to ask for your help. Lair told me you know about remedies.
I do know a few of them. I have learned about plants. I used to want to become a Donegat.
One of the researchers came back wounded from the expedition. Apparently he was bitten by a creature of the swamp.
And now he has the Llewellyn fever. We have a good knowledge about this affliction. He will die
Szybko
if
to
he does not
oceniła.
receive proper treatment.
Do you know which antidote should be given to him?
Yes. These priests are idiots. They could have asked for our help, but they treat us like children. You are different. And you have allowed
Czyli
my
pomoże
son to
nam.
join a new clan. So, I will give you the potion to cure the priest.
Pewnie jakbym jej nie pomógł, by mi nie zrobiła i bym musiał sam ją zrobić.
Thank you, Vindwal.
A ja nie mam poziomu nauki, więc bym jej nie zrobił. Więc dzięki, Windwall. Więc dobrze, że to zrobiłem po cichu. I nie zabiłem jej syna.
Where am I?
You are in Eden. You're safe.
Was I unconscious for a long time? The other members of the expedition, they're in danger. The swamp is so hostile. We weren't prepared for it. Some of our people have disappeared.
What caused these wounds?
A nightmarish creature. The swamp is full of them. A colleague and I had left to fetch some help when we were attacked. I managed to run away, but I don't know what happened to him. As for those who were at the camp, you must go help them.
No dobra,
Show me
pomogę.
the location of your colleagues on the map. I will join them.
There. Please, hurry.
Thank you. You should rest now.
No to chodźmy, znajdź obóz teologów. Daleko to? O, w dupkę i kamieni kubkę. Ale tam już chyba byłem, więc mogę się szybko przenieść. Więc na luzie. Więc chodźmy, chodźmy. Podróż. Tak jest. Wiedziałem, że to się przyda. Dobrze, wcześniej zrobiłem tą misję. No tutaj. Oj. A czy to teraz nie będzie to otwarte przejście tutaj? Czy teraz nie mówcie mi, że to się teraz otworzyło, bo się zdenerwuję. Jak tu teraz będzie przejście? No kurwa jest.
No
właśnie.
You're perfectly right, my child. This passage must have been
A, czyli zostało zrobione.
We should follow it.
No właśnie. Nie było tej ścieżeczki tutaj. No, tu nie wyciąga jeszcze młota. Czy nic tu nie widzimy. Naprawdę, momentami ta gra wygląda ładnie, nie? Jak się tak przypatrzysz. Naprawdę jest ładnie.
Hey, what's happening here? I could hear you from miles away.
Your Excellency, I'm so happy to see you. You arrive right on time to settle this matter.
How did you manage to find us in the middle of this swamp?
Brother Fidelis managed to reach Eden. He's the one who told us where your camp was.
But he didn't leave alone. What happened to Father Orbricus, who was accompanying him?
He must be dead, like our other companions.
Boże, jaki ten brat Virgin jest wkurwiający.
This is yet more proof that you are not fit to lead such a team. I should be the one in charge.
Chciałbyś.
Maybe you should calm down and explain to me what's happening here.
This expedition was undertaken with no concern for common sense. We are not equipped to explore this type of place. Our people are disappearing, and all we have found are some falsified writings.
Brother Virgil is terrified, which probably explains why he is being so disingenuous. We have made incredible discoveries, and we could find more.
You are beyond redemption. I won't waste another second talking to you. If you want to talk to me, Your Excellency, it will have to be without her.
How charming.
Masakra. Przepytaj członków. Dobra, najpierw ją przepytajmy, bo z tym Virginem to ja nie wytrzymam.
Your Excellency, I hope you will forgive us for that scene. My relations with Virgil have always been difficult, but ever since we arrived here, it has been unbearable. I'm afraid we may need an arbiter.
Before anything else, I need to know what led to this situation between you.
What would you like to know?
O powody sprzeczki
For what
zapytajmy.
reason were you quarreling?
The expedition itself, I'm afraid. Virgil was always against it, especially under my supervision. For him, our discoveries in Eden were sufficient. They confirmed what he wanted. The rest did not matter. According to him, we should never have continued. And when we found new tablets, it became even worse.
Were they also written by Saint Matthias?
Without a doubt. The handwriting is the same. There are also some patterns, some islander symbols. It's fascinating. But what really angers Virgil is the content we managed to decipher. Our founder
Czegoś się boi.
explains that he learned
Coś
a
wie.
lot from the islanders. Something our brother cannot accept. He now persists in saying that these tablets are fake, forged by the natives themselves.
Brother Fidelis told me that several members of the expedition have disappeared.
Yes, that's why he left along with Father Orbricus to fetch some help. 3 more of our colleagues are missing. And I'm not even talking about the ones who fell ill. I must admit that I underestimated the hardships we would encounter. I made a mistake. I should have prepared this expedition more thoroughly. But Virgil's being disingenuous does not help.
And no one has searched for those who are missing.
I wanted us to search for them, but someone later convinced me that it presented too much of a risk. Along with lack of preparation, our constantly decreasing number, and creatures swarming the area.
And by someone, I suppose you mean Brother Virgil.
Indeed.
I'm thankful for these pieces of information, but you understand that I will also have to talk to Brother Virgil.
Of course,
Nie chcę z nim
that's
gadać.
understandable. You must hear us both before you can make a decision.
No to i tak wezmę kobitko twoją stronę, bo tego Virgina nie lubię, no. On ma wszystkich w dupie, tylko się martwi o swoje przywództwo, o swoją dupę. Chce być tylko
Brother Virgil,
przywódcą i rządzić, bo nigdy tego nie robił.
can you explain to me what caused such a quarrel?
The reason for it is
Jedyne
very
komu mógł
simple.
rozkazywać to
It is
sobie.
Eugenia's folly. This woman should
Znudziło mu
never
się.
have been the supervisor of our team. The discoveries made in Eden were sufficient, but no. She didn't want to stop the research. She organized this expedition in a hurry, without taking elementary precautions, and now she's accepting as facts the delirious writings we discovered on these tablets, without doubting them for even 1 second.
What do you mean?
We found some new tablets, allegedly written by Saint Matthias, but their content is so absurd, that they were
Albo
obviously
po prostu
focused.
święty Mateusz nie był takim debilem jak ty i się z tubylcami dogadywał i razem pisali te tablice, debilu.
They must have been helped by an unscrupulous settler. How would I
Właśnie,
know?
może ich nauczył pisać i co? A ty kogo nauczyłeś pisać? Nikogo, nawet siebie. A mnie wkurwia.
They did not go missing. They were killed. It was the wild beasts, the diseases, and let's not forget the savages. We can feel their presence, roaming around the camp at night. I am certain that they are responsible for the death of our colleagues.
That's strange. There aren't many villages around here. We have been in this region before, and the only native we met was a little insane, but would have been incapable of killing several priests.
Dokładnie. To był tylko pustelnik
May
samotny.
very well have been following us since our departure. We will not be safe on this island until it is entirely converted.
I see. So, you haven't tried to find your colleagues?
So we can die as well. I am not as crazy as Sister Eugenia.
I cannot take sides in your quarrel for now. And, in any case, it is not what matters the most.
Chyba to jest
Even if you
zaginięcia.
think they are dead, we have to try finding your colleagues.
Well, if you are prepared to take such a risk, I can only commend you for your bravery and wish you luck. But I would not get my hopes up. You should start by searching the excavation site. To get there, take the path south of here. But be careful. The creatures that roam the area.
Dobra, dobra, ja się ich nie boję. Ło, kuźwa. Trochę tego jest. Dobra, pójdźmy z lewej, tak o sobie przejdźmy, okej. Tak będzie najlepiej. Obozik! No dobra, jest jeden, leży niestety umarty. Ale jakie wykopalisko, co to
This
jest?
man's skull is sunken, but he doesn't look like he was in a fight. Could he have fallen?
That is unlikely. Look, my child. The wound is located at the
Coś
back
jego
of the
jebnął
skull.
z tyłu.
I regret to say that in my opinion he was struck from behind with a mace, most likely.
No,
This man's skull is sunken, but he doesn't look like he was in a fight.
no właśnie.
Could he have fallen?
That is unlikely. Look, my child.
Dobra, dobra,
The
Petrus, już
wound
wiem.
is located at the back of the skull. I regret to say that in my opinion he was struck from behind with a mace, most likely.
Dzień dobry. Ło chuj, mocny!
Poison on my blade. Then let's go! Let's see if you can ward off this fate.
Petrus! Kurwa. Petrus, dawaj, bo ty masz ten boski pierścień zajebisty. Prawie umarłem. Masakra. Dobra, tutaj kolej... O, fuck. Nie za dużo was tutaj?
Let's see if you can ward off this fate. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Wow, wow, wow. Nie, no ten pierścień u Petrusa to jest mistrzowski, nie? Bez niego to bym tutaj ginął jak cipcia. Dobra, jest kolejny. Niestety nie mam tej
This
nauki.
poor soul was almost entirely devoured. He must have been killed by swamp animals. Even so, this wound looks different from the others. It looks like a knife wound.
No kuźwa, wszystko wskazuje.
Anyone could have stabbed this priest. Both natives and priests carry knives.
Kurde, szkoda, że tej nauki na dwójce nie mam, nie? Ale ja zgaduję, że to pan Virgil. To zrobił, bo go spowalniali, czy coś. Tam walnięcie pałką. Oła! Boli. No kurde! Dobrze, dzięki Petrus. Jednak stary to ma doświadczenie. No, mamy ostatniego.
These fang marks are impressive. The poor man didn't have a chance. He must have been attacked by a large reptile. Most likely a Llewellyn. But what was he doing alone so far from camp? It seems obvious now that these disappearances were orchestrated.
No.
All these disguised deaths, these abject crimes. The natives can be violent, but they are not deceitful.
Nie, to nie tubylcy. I tak nawet tutaj ich nie ma, tu jest tylko ten pustelnik był, a już go pewnie go nie ma tutaj.
Indeed. I think that we should go find this brother and ask for an explanation.
To za gnój. Wielki chuj. Ale się będziesz tłumaczył, gościu.
Brother Virgil.
Your Excellency. Weren't you supposed to be looking for our colleagues?
Poszukałem?
Indeed. I regret to say that they are indeed all dead.
I knew it. What a waste.
Ale jak się zdenerwował. Wiecie?
I'm afraid someone else is responsible for this. These deaths are not accidental, and yet they were disguised as such.
The savages. Their thirst for blood is unquenchable.
Nie ma tu żadnych dzikusów zjebie.
We should never have come without an escort.
Oh, Virgil, would you please stop taking us for fools?
Ty ich zabijesz, bo chcesz wrócić do domu.
Who else could it be?
Someone who desperately wanted this expedition to fail. Does that remind you of anyone?
Fine. You unmasked me. But know that my cause is righteous.
Tak po prostu się przyznał. Ty socjopato.
To ensure that the discoveries we made would not jeopardize our nation or our presence on this island. But the inscriptions on the tablets are a heresy, a dangerous manipulation. Can you imagine what would happen if it was said that our founder listened to the teachings of the natives? But even then, foolish Eugenia accepted these discoveries as truth.
No bo są prawdziwe. Co, święty Mateusz nie mógł sobie z tubylcami dobrze żyć? I od nich się uczyć, a oni od niego czegoś?
I understand that you might want to protect your nation, but to go as far as assassinating several of your colleagues.
Come now. What would you do if someone were threatening the congregation? You cannot.
Na pewno bym nie zabił ludzi niewinnych.
You may have already done so, but since you want to avoid using violence, help me convince Eugenia to go back to Eden. My colleagues and I know how to sort through these discoveries. And you will be rewarded, of course.
It is undeniable that these discoveries could cause a great upset in Taleme, but he has no right to decide what should be revealed or not. On this island, Cornelia should be the one to decide. Be careful with your accusations, though. Eugenia and her colleagues are on edge. We wouldn't want them to start killing each other.
Każ mu opowiedzieć wszystkim, co się stało. Przyjmij złoto i weź jego stronę. Opowiedz wszystkim, co się stało.
It seems to me that all members of this expedition are concerned. They should decide on what to do next.
Czemu Petrus, reputacja minus 1? Oni mają decydować, to jest ich ekspedycja, nie nasza, Petrusie. tutaj pani Corneli nie ma, która robi rozpustę w piwnicy.
Alas, I must inform you that I have found the dead bodies of your missing colleagues.
How awful. What happened to them?
Someone wanted us to believe that they were killed by some swamp animals, but it was all staged. Your colleagues were murdered, and their bodies abandoned to the creatures.
What? But why do such a thing? And who murdered them?
Brother Virgil confessed to his crimes in front of me.
Monster! You will pay for these crimes. These people you killed were our brothers, our friends.
You stupid goose. You really believe that I will let you pass judgment on me? You shouldn't have been so quick to accept these lies that could destroy our nation, and want to reveal them for all to hear. You are solely responsible for these deaths.
How dare you present yourself as the protector of our nation? Murderer!
May the enlightened protect me in this battle!
Bit of poison on my blade, and let's go!
Gincie! Dawaj go tam, Wasko. Dobra. Trzeba było wybić tych zdrajców pieprzonych.
I'm sorry, sister. Brother Virgil fled
Co?
during the battle.
Jak to?
The coward. And naturally his accomplices fled along with him. Oh, what a waste. So many people died.
Jak uciekli?
Perhaps I
Przecież...
shouldn't have revealed his crimes in front of everyone. But I thought it was the best way of ensuring he would be judged.
Considering how high tensions have been these last few days, a fight was inevitable, alas. But you did what you thought was fair. Here, take this. As a token of gratitude for shedding light on these dismal events. Alas, we will have to go back to Eden as well. There are too few of us to continue the research.
Were you hoping to discover more?
Of course. This place was but a single step in St. Matthias's journey. The last tablets speak of a journey northbound, further up in the swamp. But even if Virgil is no longer a threat, we are not sufficiently well equipped to go there.
No to ja mogę tam
We
iść.
could go there for you if you wish. You just have to tell us where to look.
Kurde, jaki długi odcinek będzie.
Of course, you would have to start from the excavation site where he wrote this. I think I noticed a path going north when I was there, actually. Look for any traces of life. Perhaps you will be lucky enough to find more of his writings. That would be fantastic.
Don't worry. I will conduct this research and come find you here if I uncover anything.
Długie badania. Dobra, muszę iść w tamtą stronę. A, tylko że ja tu nie wejdę teraz. Muszę iść naokoło, nie? Nie. No dobra, to one more time, naokoło time. No chodźmy. Uleczę się może. Czy nie ma tych, nie? Nie ma, dobra. Zobaczmy, co tam znajdziemy i... Czas będzie zakończyć odcinek, to już prawie godzina 20 trwa. Masakra. No ale chodźmy, chodźmy. Zaraz, zaraz. A, dobra, jest okej, jest okej. I to tu... O kurwa. Dawaj, Petruś, strzelaj!
May the shadow engulf our enemies!
Let's see if you can ward off this fate!
Dobra, poszło. Poszło. Dokąd tu dał się święty Mateusz? Petrus, co cię wzięło na bicie? Przecież ty masz ten święty pierścień. Nagle go wzięło na close quarters, kurde. Dobra, idziemy.
We should rummage through this area. If someone lived here, it must have been in a drier place.
Ta. Coś tu powinno być, nie? O kurwa. Co to jest? Ja nie wiem, kto to.
Let's see if you can ward off this fate. May the shadow engulf our enemies. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
No chodź.
May the shadow engulf our enemies. Let's see if you can ward off this fate.
Wasko, uważaj!
May the shadow engulf our enemies. Let's see if you can ward off this fate.
Uwała!
May the shadow engulf our enemies. I need healing.
Strzelaj w niego! O kurwa!
May the shadow engulf our enemies.
O kurwa! Ja pierdolę, jak on jest trudny. No nie!
May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Kurde, już nie mam.
Shadow engulf our enemies.
Fuck me!
May the shadow engulf our enemies.
No chodź. Petrus, ty mu nic nie robisz!
May the shadow engulf our enemies. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Oho. No na pewno. No nie wszedł w to. Chodź w te pułapki, śmieciu. No, chodź w nią. No nie wszedł nią, nie wierzę. Wchodź w nią. Jest! O kurwa. Ale trudny przeciwnik. Wasko, żyjesz? Wszystko ok? O, cię w dupkę.
Hermits often choose places like this when they want to live away from the world.
No i pewnie tam żyli. Ale mieli mocnego strażnika.
Some people have lips,
O.
but we will have to look further if you want to find traces of the symbol. A bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go!
Kurde, muszę sobie smary do pancerza zrobić, znaczy kupić. Nie wiem, co tam Wasko mówiłeś, ale... O, fuck me. Kolejne.
Bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go!
18 poziom. Zajebiście. Teraz pytanie, co tu dodać? Na pewno do tej oszołomenie. A tu nie mam, bo tu na 19, a tu na 21. No dobra. Co my tu mamy? Tu mogłem wejść od razu, jakbym miał dużo wigoru. Ale nie mam. Dobra, mamy.
These murals are magnificent. If Saint Matthias did come here, this is where he must have settled.
Let's take a closer look at these paintings. We may learn something from them.
No na pewno. Widać, że brał nauki od
This
tubylców.
mural is very ancient. It depicts an old man dressed as a priest getting his face painted by a masked
No
native.
to święty Mateusz i tubylec mu maluje ten, nie?
This mural depicts an old man praying in front of a face in the mountain. He's holding a rosary. Saint Matthias. Praying to Enon Miel Frictimen.
No i zajebiście.
I don't know these glyphs, but these spirals are native symbols. There are some words in our ancient language next to them. The light and the earth are the two faces of a same power. It's impossible to know if this is a translation or another sentence. But this is a message that would seriously displease the Inquisitors.
Trudno. Taka jest prawda.
Engraved tablets. They resemble the ones we recovered in Eden. We should take them with us. The researchers would be delighted to study them. There are some native symbols here, and some letters I recognize.
A jakie
As
mamy
if
tam
someone had
symbole?
tried to write in the native language using
Słońce
our alphabet.
i góra.
Menduis dad, enon mil frictimen. This is incredible. Saint Matthias would have known about the spirit of the island and would have prayed to him. It looks like a chaplet made of pewter. It's rather basic, but it was made a long time ago, and it undeniably comes from the continent.
This is incredible. Saint Matthias is often depicted or described as using a similar chaplet.
No widzisz?
I feel so lucky to be here, in this cavern where our founder lived.
Wasko ma
I don't
wywalone.
know if you realize the importance of what we've just discovered. Saint Matthias, the founder of Ptolemy, finished his life worshipping the islanders' god.
No.
This is so incredible. Although it will cause a huge upset for our nation, our cult, and our relations with the natives.
I wonder what I should do with these relics. Eugenia probably didn't imagine that Saint Matthias lived his life in a way that's so different from what they
No,
advocate.
prawda musi
As
być
for Virgil,
wyjawiona.
he wasn't wrong. Such a revelation will certainly cause a schism in Ptolemy.
I know how difficult keeping some secrets can be, and this one is huge. It could lead to peace with the natives as much as it could lead to a civil war.
I already took sides in their quarrel. If I change my mind, I'm afraid that it might be seen as treason. I'll think about it on the way there. Let's go back to
Nie,
the
ja mówię
researchers'
całą
camp.
prawdę, walić to. Musi być prawda, że święty Mateusz tutaj z tubylcami żył po swojemu i nie miał do nich nic. I nie nazywał ich heretykami na pewno. Musi być prawda wyjawiona. Nawet jak to ma wywołać wojnę domową, trudno. To jest dla większego dobra. To jest historyczne. Dobra, lecimy. Przepraszam, panie strażniku groty, że musiałem pana zabić, no ale... Cóż. Nie był pan łatwy. Ale się udało. Trochę Dark Soulsowo tak się czułem, bijąc go. Myślałem, że zginę, ale nie zginąłem. Dobra, gdzie ja mam teraz iść? Bo się trochę zgubiłem. Bo już się trochę ciemno zrobiło. I teraz trochę cykam. Rzadkie zarodniki, o proszę. Nice, nice, nice. Dobra, Eugenia, idę do ciebie. Muszę skończyć ten odcinek, bo już trwa 1,5 godziny. Masakra. Jeszcze w ognisko wpadłem.
So, did you find anything? Or do you need my help?
Opowiedz o swoich odkryciach.
We discovered a cave that was inhabited a long time ago by a whole group of people, mostly natives, who had obviously created a sacred site, as the place was guarded by a creature.
And have you found traces of our holy founder? New relics? Perhaps some tablets?
Zdecyduj się wyjawić prawdę i oddać jej relikwie. Zdecyduj się zataić prawdę i zatrzymać relikwie. Prawda!
There were also frescoes on the site, representing Saint Matthias.
Frescoes? Tell me more. This is fascinating.
He was shown having his face painted by a native. On the other, he prayed to a god of the mountain.
You can't be serious. You mean to say that our saint converted to the cult of the islanders?
That is what emerges from our findings, yes. Other objects that I was able to bring back also point in this direction. Look, there are inscriptions. These tablets and also this chaplet.
His chaplet. I cannot believe it. It is so... Excuse me. I cannot find the words to express how I feel. You must come with me. We must go and present all these discoveries to the Mother Cardinal. You realize our entire dogma will have to change.
Boże, niby misja poboczna, a kurde, może zwiedzić całe tam miasto w tym Teleme.
Literally, alas.
And you think that this time they'll listen?
We have solid proof. All this evidence. With your support, we will convince her to reveal the truth.
I see. I will do my best to help you.
It seems we are arriving right on time. You did well to warn us, Brother Virgil.
Virgil.
Co za
How
confident.
did you know?
I'm afraid that your Excellency's lies weren't very convincing.
We were informed of your discoveries and of the danger they represent. We demand that you hand them over to us immediately, so that they can be destroyed.
Nigdy.
How can you even suggest the destruction of relics written by the hand of our founder?
Out of love for our dogma, for our faith, and for our nation. But since you refuse to comply with our orders, you leave us no choice.
Death to the heretics!
Chyba wy.
Then let's go!
Do you think you can face a woman of faith?
Let's see if you can ward off this fate.
Ja pierdzielę, jaki burdel. Oła.
Do you think you can face a woman of faith? Do you think you can face a woman of faith.
Kurwa. O, tu zaraz zginę.
Do you think you can face a woman of faith? Come and fight!
Co się stało? Co się stało? Co? Co? Jak on mnie zabił?
So,
We discussed.
and
That is. Look,
excuse me, you must. You really. So
any.
we.
I see.
It's... but...
Bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go! May the enlightened protect me in this battle. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Kurwa! Popierdoliło was?
So,
We discovered it. Most.
and
That is. Look,
excuse me. So
any.
we.
I see.
It's...
but... May the enlightened protect me in this battle. Bit of poison on my blade.
Jezu, nie to!
You can face a woman of faith.
Najpierw, najlepiej za... Mogę mieć problem to zrobić. Tak się trochę przyznam. Ty, a gdzie jest? Pietruś. A Pietruś się zaciął. Gdzieś. Ty, Pietruś, gdzie ty jesteś? A nie, on się chyba i tak zespałni tutaj, nie? Tak mi się wydaje.
So,
We discovered it.
and
Most.
Chciałbym zabić najpierw tych, co strzelają, ale to jest trudne do zrobienia.
It seemed... but...
May the enlightened protect me in this battle. Bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go!
Let's see if you know how to use your weapons.
O, właśnie takich. To właśnie tak robią.
you think you know how to fight?
No wchodź w to.
You can face a woman of
Kurwa, zaciąłem się!
May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Dobra, teraz poszło lepiej.
I cannot believe that I just fought my own brothers in faith. The fact that the Inquisition is
No nie chcą
after us
przyjąć
is
prawdy,
very
gnoje.
disturbing, Excellency.
We would do well to hasten to San Mateus. They will not dare to attack you there. And we will have to take care of Bishop Domitius. He will do everything he can to discredit us.
You are right. All this proves is that I will not succeed without your help. There is a risk that the Mother Cardinal will also reject our discoveries.
And if you will allow me to attend the hearing, I would be delighted to support you.
Your help will be precious to us, Father. In any case, we must present our research to Mother Cardinal as soon as possible. I will study the tablets one last time to make sure I know all their content. And I will meet you at the palace in San Mateus
Spoko.
to plead our case.
Understood. See you soon, Sister Eugenia. Be careful.
Spotkaj się później z siostrą Eugenią. La. Rękawice Inkwizycji. Ja bym Petrusa w to wszystko ubrał. Petrusie, chcesz? Kurde, chociaż są słabsze trochę. Ale to już lepiej, nie? Może wytrzymałości brak. Kurde, muszę coś wywalić. Dużo to mi nie da. Dobra. Musi wystarczyć. Klucz do lochów Ordo Luminis. Dobra, to przenieśmy się. Podróż. 18 godzin nam to zajmie. Lala, trzeba dużo rzeczy kupić. Posprzedawać. Miecz ofiarny. Zręczność 3. No nie mam. Niestety. No właśnie, ta kamizelka wygodna do sprzedania. Rękawice do dupy. Zielone też już można posprzedawać. Wszystko w ogóle zielone to już do wywalenia. Zostawiać tylko niebieskie i ten, nie? Może mogę kupić jakąś lepszą tą już. Tylko że celność 3 potrzebuję. Lepszy kapelusz? Chociaż ja mam fioletowy, to... Wzmocniony naszyjnik, siła woli potrzebuję. Ciała peleryna nutów, równowaga i pancerz. O, przydałoby się. Na strażników. Kongregacji. Ja chcę być strażnikiem, kupuję ją. No i git. Tu sobie posprzedajemy fragment kości władcy równin. No i teraz mam tyle hajsu, że... Nie, duży eliksir siły. Eliksirę zdrowia. I smarę do pancerzy. Dobra, lecimy. O, jaka piękna pelerynka, jak to ładnie wygląda. Ile tam jeszcze 5 godzin? To się prześpijmy te 5 godzin. Do świtu. Chodźmy już na tą ostatnią rozmowę i kończmy ten odcinek. A chwila. Widziałem jakieś nowe buty mam. No ale słabsze. Ajajajajaj. A jakąś cochę mam? Wytrzymałość 2. Ale też słabsza. Znaczy słabsza. Jakbym ją ulepszył, to by może nie była słabsza. Może to od Inkwizycji jest. A teraz trochę Inkwizycji już nie lubię. No dobra, będzie taki długi 12 odcinek, no. Będzie jak 2 odcinki w jednym. Ale dobra, już trzeba kończyć to. Idziemy na górę. F5.
Your Excellency. We were eagerly awaiting your arrival.
Spoko.
Sister Eugenia was just recounting me the tale of your achievements and telling me about the incredible discoveries you've made.
These relics shed a new light on the last years of our founder. It all demonstrates that he hadn't evangelized the islanders, but, on the contrary, he would even have adopted some of their rituals, merging the cult of the enlightened and the cult of nature in a single dogma.
These discoveries, if they can be verified, are extraordinary. But they also represent a great
ty tutaj nie
upheaval
udawaj
that could
tym.
harm our
Pani zielona w
nation.
płaszczu.
We must first verify their authenticity. You are the only ones who entered this cave. Could what you have witnessed been a falsification?
Powiedz o grocie.
The cavern we discovered is located in a very remote place. There is no islander village nearby. It contains some ruined dwellings, but clearly no one has lived there for a very long time. Fraudsters would inevitably have left traces of their passage, and we have not found any. The entrance to the cave was protected by one of those giant creatures that the natives call a nardaig. These guardians usually protect sacred places and let no one enter without a fight. I had to kill this beast, which leads me to think that nobody had entered the cave for a very long time.
Nie pokonał tej bestii, tylko ja jestem
We
wyjątkowy.
discovered ancient frescoes on the walls of the cave. They represent Saint Matthias without a doubt. He is depicted with his chaplet. In one, he is praying for the divinity of the island. In the other, his face was being painted by a native. I understand how shocking these discoveries are, but their antiquity proves that they are genuine.
The tablets found at the site, however, attest that our founder had not abandoned the cult of the enlightened. He simply saw it as two different reflections of the same divine power.
The relics could be authentic, Your Excellency, but we only have your word to convince us. The political and religious impact of these discoveries will be unprecedented. We risk schism, civil war, and who is to say that this is not a plan to weaken us?
O, fuck. Proszę, żeby się udało. Jak nie, to wczytujemy.
It seems that you only see the negative aspects of this discovery, but the reality is very different. By integrating some of the natives' beliefs into your dogma, you could build an alliance with them. Something no other nation has managed to achieve before.
What good is such a reproach if our nation
Fuck.
has fallen into...
Your even is our...
And you have already tried to do that.
Brother,
Nie, ja chcę...
Does...
Dobra.
After careful consideration, I look as your...
Let me...
Czytaj. Aż się uda będziemy to robić. Ma mi wejść ta charyzma, nie obchodzi mnie to. 75% to jest dużo i zawsze musi być niepowodzenie u mnie. Na początku. Nie zgadzam się.
It emerged, but we could...
It seems that you could be...
It is a good argument, Your Excellency. I hadn't thought
Tak ma
about
być.
that.
Your Eminence, all of this is grotesque and dangerous. The congregation is clearly trying to ridicule us. Even if these frescoes are real and old, who's to say they represent reality? This is surely the naive vision that the islanders had of our founder, nothing more. Our duty is to bury all this in order to preserve our nation from the heretical beliefs of the savages.
Nie, to co teraz mówisz nazywa się rasizm.
And you have already tried to do that. Brother Virgil, who worked for you, did not hesitate to attack us and kill several of his colleagues for this purpose.
That's right. And he even tried to blame me to stop me from leading the expedition.
What kind of manipulations and extremes are you willing to go to hide the truth?
Brother Virgil was indeed a member of the Order, but he had obviously descended into madness. This is exactly the kind of effect that such revelations can have, and of which we must be wary.
That's enough, Domitius. An investigation will be launched, and if you were aware of these sabotages, you will answer for it.
Your Eminence, we are faced with a crucial choice for our nation. What does a man of faith do in such a dilemma? He prays and places his trust in the one who came before him and has shown more wisdom. Saint Matthias shows us a new way. If we are believers, can we really turn our backs on him?
You surprise me, Petrus. You who are always so political, yet your words seem sincere. You give me something to think about. Thank you. Does anyone wish to add anything?
Wspomnienie o tekstach świętego Lucjusza, wspomnienie o ciężarze takiej tajemnicy.
I understand your doubts about the future that will inevitably be caused by such a revelation. You hesitate just as St. Lucius did to tell us about the journey of his master. Yet he revealed what he knew, and his words still guide Teleme today.
Thank you for your testimony. I will now retire to think about everything and make my decision. After careful consideration, I have decided that it is my duty
Tak
to
jest.
reveal your discoveries to the world. It will take years for our theologians to study all of this, but our dogma must follow the path opened by Saint Matthias.
Thank you, Your Eminence. I would be delighted to help with the study of these relics.
I don't doubt it, my dear. And I would like you to take me to see this cave. I look forward to worshipping at the place where our holy founder ended his days. As for you, Your Excellency, I thank you for the help you have given us. Your sincere insight has encouraged me to make this difficult decision.
It was my pleasure.
Let me also thank you, Your Excellency. Without you, we would still be in the shadows.
Wow, ale to była długa misja. Mam nadzieję, że wam się podobało. Zostawiajcie łapki w górę, subujcie kanał. Widzimy się w kolejnym odcinku. Robimy teraz główną ścieżkę fabularną. Pa, pa.